Okay, so today we are going to see about integration. So what's the integration and why do we use integration and what is the benefit of one integration? Okay, so everyone is aware. I think what I'm understanding, everyone is aware about integration means not about like logical and how to connect it and what's the things we need to ask to from third party and what we need to give to third party. So these kind of things I think you might all will not be aware, but yeah, what is integration? Integration is this is my one application and this is my any other application. Application we can say, let's say this is my Flipkart or this is my Salesforce. Okay, this is my, let's say this is Flipkart and this is my Salesforce. In Flipkart, you are aware in the Flipkart, let's say I'm going to Flipkart and or any other website, and we are taking example of Flipkart only. So we are entering the data in the Flipkart. Okay, whatever data we are entering inside the Flipkart, and we are, so that time we should think like where this data is storing. After 1 year or after 6 months, if we are going to Flipkart back, then that time we'll be able to see the whatever data we mentioned at the initial day, the same data we will get it on the like on the same page. Okay, so from where it is getting. Okay, so definitely there will not be any like drive or there will not be any other device where our data is storing. So definitely there might be some in a background there might be some any other technology which is storing all the data, which is working as a database. Okay, so we can take example of Salesforce. So what will happen? So as a Flipkart, so let me remove this thing and let's make a clear picture on the paint. Okay, Animesh is also going to join. Okay, fine. So let's say this is my Flipkart and this is my Salesforce. So at the first day, I'm going to Flipkart. There might be some like registration form or some login ID, password, whatever things which we have in the Flipkart. So we are going there and we want to like purchase any of the products and whatever products we are interested to buy. So the same data, whatever we are filling on the form, same data will transfer from Flipkart to Salesforce. Okay, so that thing we can say this is a one directional one side integration, means data is coming from Flipkart to Salesforce only. After some time, after 1 day, 2 day, after 1 year, 2 years, like when you will go back there, so you will be visible whatever data you mentioned at the last time, same data you will capture on the same page. So that time what will happen, the same data sales you will bring from Salesforce to Flipkart. So we can say this is this is one direction, this is one direction, so we can say it's a both directional integration. We can say it's a two-way integration. This is not one way. So data is going from Flipkart to Salesforce and we are storing in the Salesforce, and that we will decide in Salesforce where we are storing, where we are going to store. It might be any custom object, it might be any standard object. That is totally depend on the business functionality. Okay, so whatever data we are mentioning filling here, the same data we are, let's say we are decided we should store all the data in the account object or contact object. Okay, so on the behalf of SOQLs and whatever logic we will implement on the Salesforce, the same way our Apex class will be transfer the data inside the object. It will store the object. So if we are going back to Flipkart and we are entering the same data, it will transform from to Salesforce to Flipkart. Okay, so we can say it's a one way at initial time and we are fetching it again, then it will bring the same data. So we can say two directional integration which we have. Okay, so for as our example, if we'll say, so we don't have any Flipkart here, and even we cannot take as a real-time example with Flipkart and all. So how can we learn about integration? So what is a third party? Okay, so we don't have any, like we need to ask for, we need to consume the API for like third party will we should have a 1 second here. Yeah, so yeah, we need to ask the detail from third party and we need to give a detail from our side to third party. So whatever details we need and whatever things we are going to do, so we are going to see in this session. Okay, so in this session, so as we don't have any like third party as a real time, so in real time as well, so we do we can say one software which help us to testing the integration. So that's a, we can say it's a Postman. Okay, Postman is a third party application, so it is using for the testing purpose only, not an like directly real time. But as real time, before connecting with real time, so first you will go to Postman and you will do the testing and all. So let me give you the one example. Let's say this is my Flipkart. Okay, what I'm deciding here, I need first what I want. Let's say I'm filling the information of candidate here, and same data I need to store in Salesforce. Okay, same data I need to store in Salesforce. In Salesforce, I'm deciding this is a contact object. This is a contact object. So in contact, I have multiple fields: name, last name, like full name, phone number, email ID, whatever. Same data like we have here, same data might be we have email ID in Salesforce. Here we have customer email ID, the phone number. In Flipkart, we can have a mobile number. So what we have to do, we have to do the field mapping. Okay, that is very urgent, that's very important. Okay, so field mapping is very necessary in this step. If you are not doing the field mapping, then we'll not get to know where we need to store the data, in which field we need to store the data. So tomorrow, if you go to if you are going to new field and you are going to store that data, and that field is not mapping with Salesforce, definitely that will not come to Salesforce. And apart from this, whatever mapping you already done while the development, so same data that will be stored from Flipkart to Salesforce, only that data only. Okay, so let's say we have few developers in Flipkart. So this is my Flipkart and this is my Salesforce. We have few developers in Flipkart, we have few developers in Salesforce. So what is our requirement? Client is saying we need to bring the data from Flipkart to Salesforce. Let's say customer is filling some data and some information in the Flipkart that should be stored in Salesforce. So client is saying we need to do this kind of integration. Okay, so and what we will ask them, so please provide us some JSON part, so the JSON format, some data, what mapping you need to you are going to transfer from Flipkart, and what we need to store in Salesforce. First, we will ask how many fields, how many parameters you are going to pass. They will say, yeah, we are going to pass the customer information about the business. It might be anything. Let's say when product is successfully like finally like candidate is doing the payment, finally it is a potential customer, that same data will be transferred to other object. If client is not satisfied, the same data will store in a different object. And they are saying like, yeah, client is totally satisfied, but he will ask to his family, and then they will like purchase the product. On the behalf of the things, on the behalf of business, will store the data in different fields. So at the initial time, so we have to ask them, so how many fields you are going to pass. They will say name, last name, full name, and then we'll have one meeting with third party. They will suggest us like these kind of things we are going to pass. That time we might be confused. So as a we can say as a backup, or as a for full understanding, we'll say, please, can you please send us the JSON that will help us to pass the data. They will give you the JSON. So JSON is a one, like we can say it's like a HTML only, no, not HTML. So it's a different format. XML. So we have two format here, which we can ask from third party, and we can store in Salesforce. One is JSON, second is XML. One is JSON, second is XML. So JSON, XML, both are same thing. No need to be confused. Like some of the third parties can send you the JSON format, and some of the third party can send you the XML format. Okay, XML is like a HTML. That's not an HTML, but it's look like a HTML only. It's very easy. Not it's a 1 second. So let's say they are saying, yeah, we are going to pass the JSON. They passed in JSON name, full name, last name, mobile number, and all. So after that, what is happening? So let's say I'm doing an integration with Salesforce. After that, what is happening? So I'm not able to access one of the field. Okay, and I did the full development from Salesforce side. I'm saying I'm okay. I done everything. If third party will want to say want to hit to Salesforce, they want to pass data from third party to Salesforce, then they can check. But every time I cannot test with Flipkart. Every time while the development, because if I'm let's say I done the development and all in Salesforce side, and I'm saying to Flipkart developers, yeah, so I done everything and you can pass the data. Meanwhile, there is some exceptional issue from our side only, but that time we are saying, yeah, we are good, please pass it. We are good, please pass it. That is little irritating, right? Every time we can call them, they will also understand like what they are doing, what Salesforce developer is doing. They will also be irritated. So to overcome this issue, every time we don't need to ask. First time we will ask the JSON format only enough. So after that, what we will do, we will use the Postman. Postman will come picture. So when we need to do the testing, so we will consider Postman as a Flipkart, and will enter the data in the Postman. Whatever JSON they sent us, the same JSON we will pass in the Postman. Then we will hit to our Salesforce side. Same data when we will hit from Postman. So you can forget about Flipkart. The Flipkart is now become a Postman. So now again, you can pass the data, any dummy data, testing data from the Flipkart. You can hit on the send button, then same data will be created in Salesforce. Okay, so every time, so this issue will be, we can overcome, like every time we don't need to ask to Flipkart developer. So once we will be confident, yeah, everything is working fine from Postman. We don't think that there might be some any issue. So that time, if we are okay, then finally we'll say to Flipkart, yeah, we are okay, we tested with Postman, so can you please hit from your side. If they will hit, if it is working fine, it means your code is correct, even everything is going smoothly. If something is missing, definitely there is some issue between your code or from Flipkart code. Okay, so now let's go to Salesforce and let's consider as a post. Let me go to Postman as well. So there is one application which you need to install as a Postman. So that will be, this is a free of cost from the you can download from Google. Close everything. And if you have some office system and these kind of things you are facing, then we have extension as well, like Flip. One second, let me close. So this is my Postman. Okay, this is my Postman. So where I will hit it, and where will I get that response and all. So here I will get it. Okay, so now so even if you are not able to install the Postman, then you can directly go to Google, and you can say Postman Chrome extension. Okay, so even you can add it in your Chrome from the like Postman, you can add in the Chrome. So I already added, so that's why it is showing launch app. So same way we can do the same thing. Okay, so this is an alternative I'm saying, like if you are not able to install, okay, so you can take anything. So now let's go to Salesforce, and let me share you the some steps which we need to follow in the integration. So let I save the steps, all the steps. Yeah, these are the steps. Okay, let me share all these steps with you as well. Might be I can forget later. अबे यार मैं म्यूट बोला जा रहा. Okay, so these are the like sheet which will like whatever this sheet will help us like all the steps. So first we have to create a connected app. So what is connected app? So for like to make an integration with third parties, so you should have a consumer key and consumer secret, consumer key and consumer secret, and endpoint URL. So we have a few words here, like let me just tell you the all the words where you might be confused. Consumer key, consumer secret, okay. So consumer key, consumer secret, we can say endpoint URL, endpoint URL. Okay, we can say is a security token. Okay, so that's the thing, and we can say yeah, so whatever things we'll get, so we'll see. Okay, so now first step is create a connected app. So from the connected app we'll get the consumer key, consumer secret, that we will transfer to third party, means to Flipkart. Okay, so now let's and our endpoint URL will give to third party. Why will give to third party? Because third party should they should get to know where we need to hit, at which, let's say we Flipkart has integrated with multiple with Salesforce, with Oracle, with Java, with C and C, means there are lots of technologies. So endpoint URL will help you to this a uniqueness, is a uniqueness. It will tell you where we need to hit and where we need to transfer the data, we need to create the data, we need to get the data. Okay, so same way what we will do here, we'll go to create a connected app. So first we'll create a connected app, so we'll get the consumer key, consumer secret. Okay, now let me go to connected app. So how will we create the connected app? So don't go directly connected app, so that will that might be a little bit issue. Let me go to sales first. So if you'll go to connected app like this, okay, connected app, don't go like this. Okay, you won't be able to create new connected app from here. So you won't be, you are not able to see anything in this connected app. Okay, so if you'll go to apps, these are simple apps. So we have this app. Okay, so in this one we have connected app. Okay, I'm going to click on new. Okay, in this app, so I can say anything like my postman app, something like this, anything we can give. And let me just give my email ID. And here what you have to do, so you don't need to be worried about all these things, whatever things is passing here. So you don't need to be worried whatever checked or not. So but yes, we should have enable auth setting. Enable auth setting means it will tell us the auth, even in the what's the auth. So it will bring it will give us the consumer key, consumer secret. Consumer key, consumer secret is also part of uniqueness. Okay, it's a part of uniqueness. So endpoint URL might be the same endpoint URL you have with any like any other sandbox as well. Same URL you have with any other sandbox. Okay, so you should have the consumer key, consumer secret as well. So if I'll go there, the connected app, and let me just copy my URL and fallback URL I'm passing here, and we should have full access in this one. So we have full access for now. So we are adding the all the accesses. So not an issue. So let we directly save it. No need to worry about anything. So let me click on continue. So now we are able to see we have consumer key and we have consumer secret. If I'll click on this, so you directly can click on copy, and then you can pass it. So we'll do the same things as well. So let me go to so it's an install. We already installed the this software, and let me do one thing. So let me just copy this one, and in the bottom, let me just paste this URL. Okay, so we have to make one URL now. We have to make a URL now. Okay, where we need to hit and all. Yeah, one more words which we need to take care. So it's a access token. Access token means access token, you will get the access token in third party. Okay, third party will get the access token when it will get, once your everything is correct, consumer key, consumer secret, whatever you are providing, like we need to provide from our Salesforce consumer key, consumer secret, endpoint URL, and security token, and ID and password. We need to provide from our side to third party. Then if everything is working fine, then it will create the access token automatically from third party side, not in Salesforce, it's in third party. So in our case, what's the third party? It's Postman is a third party. Okay, so access token will get in the Postman, means it's a third party. Postman, I'll show you. Security token from Salesforce. Endpoint URL from Salesforce. Security consumer secret, it's a Salesforce. It's a Salesforce. Okay, so now, so we need to create this URL first. So what's our URL is, let me just copy the URL. Okay, so this is an URL, and there is service O2 token, and it's a ID and password. So let me just check what's my ID password. So let me click on login. One second. Amarjeet @webassetdc. Amarjeet. So this is my username. Where is username? Username. Okay, this comes later. Okay, no worry. So let's keep everything in this Excel only. Sorry, not Excel, notepad only. So this is my username, and what's my password is. Let me just check what's my password. So this is my password. Okay, URL will do that. So now password, client ID. So let's go to client ID now. Here is connected app. So where is client ID? Okay, so let me just copy the client ID, and so let me just paste the client ID here. Okay, so now it's a client secret. So where is client secret? This is my client secret. So let me just paste the client secret as well. अबे यार, तो बीच में. So you have to be like very, we have to focus on this one. Like if we did like little even one space mistake, so that will be problematic for us. Okay, now what we have to do is the username. So we need to paste here, and what's our password? So this is our password. So this is our password. So plus security token. So let me remove everything here. So just security token. So what's our security token? So we need to go to my setting and personal. So there is reset my security token. Okay, if I'll click on this reset my security token, then we'll get one email on this email ID. So let me just open this email ID. Okay, yes, this one. So we'll get the security token as well. Where is my security token? This is my security token. It's a case sensitive. Okay, so now let me paste this one, and I think there is some space. Yeah, everything seems correct now. We'll check if there is some mistake, if it is showing some error while authentication, so we can check. Okay, everything is ready now. So now what's the third step? So it is saying, yeah, so this one. So let me just go to Postman now. What we have to do? So what we are going to do today, what we are going to learn, so it's a post request. What's the post request? So we have different requests here: get, post, put, patch. So get, post, put, patch, delete. Okay, these are the like I'll say you need to learn now. So forget about all these requests. So these are very important, which you will work on this. So rest of the things, it's very rare chances you will work on that. Okay, so what we have to do, so we'll directly, let me just make it blank at the, so we don't have anything. So I just installed the Postman, so you will be able to see like this only. So what you have to do, you will select the post request here. So whatever things will pass here, the same URL, this URL I'll copy and I'm pasting here, and same I'll click on the send button. If everything is okay, then it will be create an access token. Otherwise it will throw an error message. It is showing some self-signed certification error. So might be there is some error in our URL and something. Okay, so we need to check that one. So why it is getting an error? So let me just check. Might be we did some small mistake and all. Now it's very difficult to find out the mistake. Okay, so let me just check if the password is this. HTTP console, it's a 2 errors is coming. So I think we need to create it again. URL we need to create it again, because like this it's very difficult to find out the issue. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just try with there might be some cache issue and all. So where is my Postman? Postman Chrome extension. We can try that one as well. Like it will take more time to make the URL again. अभी ये क्या दूसरा URL कहाँ है? ये तो Postman वही है. So I think it was some configuration issue, smaller configuration issue. So this is working in this one. So access token will get the access token. So because why it was like showing an error message, because it was not like error from our side. So might be whatever error we will facing. So that is actually newly, this is my old Postman, and that is updated Postman where we were getting the error. So might be there is some new updation in say in the Postman where we are facing the issue. Okay, so that's the problem. Otherwise there was no problem. Okay, so if I'll click on the send button, so we'll get the missing the auth token. Okay, one second. So this is, sorry, I was on the wrong tab. Don't save. So we have this one only. So this is a post, and if you are clicking on the send button, so, and one more thing, access token will expire after some time. Okay, take care of all these things. So now these are the things. So now let's go to our steps. So our access token is ready, means half of the integration we did. So this is my third party is authenticated, or say Salesforce URL and everything, access to whatever security token, ID, password, and consumer key, consumer secret, and URL, whatever we given, everything is correct. Means there is no issue in the authentication. Means third parties find out like where I need to hit. Okay, because we got the access token now. Okay, the main role is everything we converted from everything to access token only. So now third party is aware the access token only, they are not aware all these things. So forget about all these things now. So access token will come in picture now. So now let's go to our steps. So now it is saying So we need to create the REST resource URL class. So this is our class. So now let me just go to Apex class. Where is my Chrome? And I told you at the initial day only when we were learning the development part. So we have access modifier in Salesforce. So access modifier like public, private, and global. So so what's the use of public? What's the use of private? What's the use of global? So till now we haven't worked on the global side. Okay, globally, so what's the access modifier we'll use for global? Yeah, for batch Apex and all we learn, but yes, but in this integration part, definitely we'll use a global because we are going to hit outside the third party. Okay, so I can say my Apex class is Postman data creation controller. Okay, so it should be global only. Okay, it should be annotation like in test class. So we have added the is test and all. So any interviewer is also can ask you what is what REST resource. Okay, so you'll say REST resource is nothing. So if you are going to make integration with third party, that time definitely we'll use the REST resource if you want to bring some data from third party to Salesforce. Okay, so here this is a URL, anything you can pass, and same data you need to pass in Postman as well. So I'm saying I'm passing here Amarjit only. So that is not that's not incorrect. So I can say it's a contact data creation, something like this I'm passing. Okay, after that, so same way if we are passing, if we are saying to third party like we are going to do the post request, so this third party knows, but we don't know. So same way we should also know what is HTTP post. Okay, we have HTTP post, and then we'll do one thing global. We are going to make a method static, anything, it can be anything like string and all. So I can say data creation data creation यार क्लास भी यार खत्म ही होने को होगी, ये भी प्रॉब्लम है. Name. So let's join the class again. So 1 minute is remaining only. So then we'll start.